Dhananjay sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Sir, cameras, can I have access to the camera, sir?
Have you joined with your panelist credentials?
I'm sorry, sir.
Have you joined with the panelist credentials or the?
No, I joined with the email address. Oh, 1 minute. मैंने आपको कौन सा email दिया था? I'm not sure. Let me just, sir, do you एक मिनट आपको किस? I guess I've joined with the other email address. एक minute, sir. Let me just check on that. Sir, आप इस पे दे देंगे, sir, please, if you don't mind. I'm not able to find out which email address I've sent to you.
See, the challenge is that searching where your name is very difficult in the attendees list. 140, 150 people. Let me check. Your is TIEUPS. Okay.
Sir, sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
I'm saying that searching your name is okay. Let me. Now, are you able to access your camera?
Dhananjay sir, I've got it, sir. Thank you so much. Dhananjay sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Right, sir. Thanks a lot. It's fine, sir. Totally fine. Sir, the YouTube link has been activated, sir?
Yes, it is live on YouTube.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much.
Namaste to all the participants. We are waiting for some others to join.
Yeah, actually, yes, sir. They are joining. A lot of messages are coming up, sir. So they will join. I think already 185 have joined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the request has been more than 1,300, sir. But then, yeah, we had to put a limit on. But then I'm sure many would join the session on YouTube. And I can tell you, Marwadi University in the province of East Java is going to be very popular, sir, today, for sure. Sir, please do allow me to speak sometimes in Bahasa Indonesia just to get connected with the audience. I would probably mix in English and Bahasa Indonesia. So if,
Yeah, please,
just to inform you.
Feel free.
Sure, thanks. So your voice is not very clear, so I'm not able to hear you fully. I'm not sure, is it because of the microphone or maybe it's because of my network connection?
Let me check. Is it audible now?
Yeah, now it is better, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Selamat siang, Bapak Ibu. Selamat siang, selamat gabung ke acara hari ini, Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih banyak. Bapak Ibu, kita masih nunggu. We are just waiting for a couple of more minutes since we have participants who are joining. Jadi Bapak Ibu tolong diikut dan tolong di chat box dikirim aja Bapak Ibu namanya dan sekolah nama, provinsi, tolong dikirim aja ya Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih, thank you.
Nurali, can you check with Naresh sir when he is joining?
So we are not able to hear him.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll check it out with him.
Sir, your volume is not very audible. Can hear you, but very little, sir.
Okay. I'll check it out. I'll revert in just a moment.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Sir, you want Naresh sir to join in this link or?
Yeah, we have already sent him the link. Already panelist
Okay.
link we have shared with him.
Okay.
Dhananjay sir, could you just make me the co-host, sir, because there are certain people जिनको हमको unmute करना पड़ेगा, like Ibu Betty and few speakers.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, Dhananjay sir. Got the access, sir. Thank you.
Sir, Naresh sir would be joining in a moment.
Bapak Ibu yang udah gabung, please note the rules and regulations for the Zoom has been sent on the WhatsApp group. Bapak Ibu, please read the Zoom regulations yang kita udah dikirimkan Bapak Ibu, and also please make sure mute your microphones and your cameras just to make sure that we yang acara ini bisa jalan dengan baik Bapak Ibu, right? So thank you so much. Terima kasih. Pak Yoyon. Pak Yoyon. Pak Yoyon.
Halo Pak Raffi.
Ya, Pak Yoyon itu Pak Rumlianto udah diikut Pak, belum?
Pak Ramli.
Ya.
Ya, Pak siapa Pak?
Pak Rumlianto udah ikut belum Pak?
Pak Rubianto siapa ya Pak?
Itu kan
ya,
Pak
halo.
yang sekretaris dari Dinas Pendidikan Pak.
Oh, Pak Ramli. Pak Ramli Pak.
Ya Pak, ya kan Pak, ya.
Belum Pak.
Yang wakili dari Dinas Pendidikan kan Pak?
Ya, Pak Ramli.
Naresh sir, good morning sir.
Pak Ramli, Pak Ramli.
Ya, ya
Bapak
Pak
Ramli.
Yoyon.
Iya.
Ya Pak.
Ya, Pak Ramli, Pak, dari Sekretaris Dinas Provinsi.
Iya.
Pak, ya.
Pak bisa di WA nggak Pak? Sebentar, bisa di WA nggak Pak?
Sudah saya WA Pak Raffi. Selamat siang Pak Raffi.
Ya, selamat siang Ibu Betty. Apa kabar Bu?
Ya. Baik, maaf Pak. Saya soalnya ada 2 acara, jadi ini.
Ya, nggak saya mengerti Bu yang
ya,
tadi.
Ya, dan belum sempat jawab WA Bapak. Tapi Pak Raffi sudah saya telepon ini.
Oke, boleh Bu, boleh. Right.
Ya.
A very good afternoon, Naresh sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the support, sir. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sorry, sir. Just coordinating with the ministry and with the other people, sir, if you don't mind.
I totally understand, sir. That's
Yeah,
a
sure.
huge
Thank
task
you
that
so
you are
much, sir.
doing, and thank you for doing that.
No, it's our pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Ya, Pak Yoyon, tolong bisa di WA nggak Pak? Tolongin Pak. Makasih.
Oh iya. Ya, sudah dikontak Pak. Ya, sudah Pak, sudah.
Ya, bentar.
Pakai ID apa Pak? Maaf.
Pak Ramli sudah masuk
Pak
dari
Ramli
tadi,
atau-
Bapak. Mohon dibuka itunya Pak Raffi. Pak Ramli sudah datang.
Pak Yoyon.
Pak Ramli
Ya,
sudah datang.
sudah saya WA Pak. Masih menunggu.
Sudah datang, sudah ada di dalam room, Bapak.
Oh gitu ya, coba saya kontak lagi Pak.
Oh, enggak, sudah ada di dalam room.
Ya.
Mr. Ramli already in Zoom. Please open his mute for him.
Iya, Ramlianto. Ada, masuk Pak.
Cek Ramlianto, Dinas Pendidikan, Pak.
Ya,
Iya.
Mr. Ramlianto already
Oke Pak, saya Pak.
in the room.
Iya,
Thank you,
pakai
Pak
Ramlianto. Iya. Sebentar Pak. Oke. Iya Pak. Oke.
Selamat siang Pak Ramlianto.
Selamat siang, Pak.
Ya, terima kasih banyak Pak. Thank you so much Pak.
Thank you.
Naresh sir, just to introduce you sir, Mr. Ramlianto from the Ministry of Higher Education, Jawa Timur.
Ya,
Pak Ramlianto, Pak Naresh Jadeja, Bapak adalah yang registrar dari Marwadi University, Pak.
Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for joining.
terima kasih, Pak. Terima kasih, Pak Naresh Jadeja. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, and also Pak Ramlianto, let me also introduce you, Mr. Dhananjay Singh. He's actually the AVP for the Learning and Development Department from Marwadi University. Dan beliau juga is the trainer for today, Pak. Mr. Dhananjay, Mr. Ramlianto from the Ministry of Secondary Education.
Namaste, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Namaste.
Pak Ramlianto, we are not able to see you, Pak. Kita mau lihat Bapak, Pak. We would like to see you.
Oke, silakan.
Kalau ada kesempatan kita mau lihat Bapak, Pak.
Oh, silakan, Pak. Silakan datang ke kantor kita.
Boleh, Pak, boleh. Ya, makasih ya, Pak. Terima kasih.
Ya,
Bapak
ya.
bisa ini nggak, Pak? Maaf, Pak, bisa nyalain mikrofon, bisa nyalain yang kamera, Pak, maaf.
Sebentar, saya kok nggak ada fitur kamera ya di tempat saya ya. Sebentar.
Oh, oke.
Sepertinya diatur dari apa namanya host di situ ya. Saya tidak menemukan fitur kamera di tempat saya, hanya ada fitur audio.
Oke, boleh Pak, boleh. Oke, Ibu Nina udah standby Bu? Ibu Betty?
Saya sudah standby, Bapak.
Oke,
Cuma
Bu,
nanti
terima
saya
kasih.
minta untuk sharing ya, Pak. Sharing bumper sama sharing itu ya. Saya nggak punya fasilitas untuk itu soalnya juga.
Ya Bu, itu yang Pak Andre yang mana Bu? Karena ada beberapa Andre Bu. Bisa di ini nggak? Pak Yoyon bisa bantu?
Oke Pak.
Yang Pak Andri Kurniasari atau Andri Wayuni atau yang mana Pak? Maaf. Naresh sir, sorry sir, just give me 2 minutes sir, we'll start it off sir. Sure, thank you sir, thanks.
Sebentar, Pak.
Priyeshi, good afternoon sir. Sir, your microphone is.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon sir. Sorry, आपको हाय बोलना भूल गया, so sorry. कैसे हैं sir?
That's fine, fine, sir.
All well, right sir. चलिए, thank you. Pak Ramlianto, kita dimulai aja ya Pak.
Silakan Pak, silakan.
Ya, makasih Pak, thank you. Naresh sir, can we start sir?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Right sir, thank you. Okay, greetings, selamat siang, namaste. Welcome you all to today's webinar, Virtual Teachers Empowerment Program, an event organized by Marwadi University in collaboration with TIEPS International, Dinas Pendidikan Provinsi Jawa Timur, Aptikom Pusat, Aptikom Provinsi Jawa Timur. Bapak Ibu, please allow me to introduce myself. Nama saya Raffi Makija. Asalnya dari India, tapi udah lama tinggal di Indonesia, Bapak Ibu. Udah 20 tahun. 20 years saya udah tinggal di Indonesia, jadi makanya bisa ngomong bahasa Indonesia. Dan saya adalah Director TIEPS International dan juga promoter pendidikan India di Indonesia dan juga moderator untuk hari ini, Bapak Ibu. So please allow me to welcome today Pak Ramlianto, Secretary from the Dinas Pendidikan Provinsi Jawa Timur. Pak Ramlianto, selamat datang Pak. Welcome Pak Ramlianto.
Terima kasih.
Yeah. Also, please allow me to welcome Shri Naresh Jadeja, Registrar, Marwadi University. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Also, please allow me to welcome Dr. R.B. Jadeja, the Dean from the Faculty of Engineering, Marwadi University. Apologies, Dr. Jadeja has a meeting, so he's not able to join, but he has conveyed his best wishes to all the participants. Also, please allow me to welcome Ibu Betty Puspita Sari, President of Aptikom Jawa Timur and also representing Aptikom Pusat. Welcome, Ibu Betty.
Welcome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rafi.
Thank you, Ibu. Also, please allow me to welcome Ibu Nina, Dr. Wendy, Prof. Eri from Aptikom Pusat, Mr. Dhananjay Singh, AVP Learning and Development, Marwadi University. Thank you so much, sir, for your support in giving the training for today's webinar. Also, please allow me to welcome Mr. Alex Daniel, Senior Manager, Outreach and Development from Marwadi University, Mr. Nurali Chamadia, Manager Training from Marwadi University, Mr. Priyesh Vaya, Manager Outreach and Development, Marwadi University, our beloved teachers, Guru teachers from the province of Jawa Timur. Once again, on behalf of Marwadi University, we would like to welcome all of you all for today's webinar with the topic Virtual Teachers Empowerment Program. So just to inform you, Bapa Ibu, today the registrations for this particular webinar has been more than 1,000 registrations. People have participated, and due to the capacity, we had to stop the registration. However, we are asking the teachers can join the webinar using the live streaming, which is on the YouTube. So thank you so much for all the teachers. Also, thank you so much for Dinas Pendidikan for the support, Pa Ramlianto. Thank you so much, Pa. Okay, Bapak Ibu, just for us to go ahead with today's webinar, may I now please request for an opening remarks from Shri Naresh Jadeja, who is the registrar from Marwadi University. Shri Naresh Jadeja, sir, the screen is yours.
Sure. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate all the effort that you are doing. So, respected Ramliato, Sri Secretary Education.
Thank you, sir.
Also, I would like to mention noteworthy Professor Eri, Dr. Nina, Professor Arvendi, and Miss Betty for coordinating this program.
Thank you.
On behalf of Marwadi University, I would like to welcome all teachers, all faculty members joining today in this faculty empowerment program. I'm very
Pak, ya.
fortunate.
Pak Adri belum bisa diberi akses.
Yes, I'm very fortunate to see this
Itu
international
Pak, yang saya WA ke Bapak
collaboration
itu akunnya.
between these two countries that is happening right now. It's really a landmark and historic moment when two countries are connecting with each other by way of doing an academic collaboration. Such an academic initiative from your side shows that how much commitment that Indonesia is having towards their students, their community. And from bottom of my heart, I would like to appreciate Ministry
masuk ya,
of
Pak?
Education at Indonesia and all the faculty members to take your time out of your busy schedule, because faculties and our teachers always have an impression that actually they
masuk,
are
Pak.
teaching. So
Andri.
when they come out
Andri sudah ya?
and start learning, that's a very big thing. So we take this opportunity
bukan Pak, itu
to
Andri.
thank the teachers who have immensely contributed in the development of our own country. And I would like to say that your zeal to learn and learn again and again, that definitely will help the citizens of our country in time to come. I'm sure that this collaboration will give each of us a lot of opportunity to learn about each other more. Learning happens just by meeting and collaborating, and very experts like you will definitely take the most out of it. On the outset, I would like to immensely thank Mr. Ravi Makheja for taking up this gigantic task. It's unbelievable, and the kind of execution, the kind of smooth execution that is happening with the help of the ministry at your country, I would say that it's very, I'm immensely proud to be associated with. So on behalf of our President, Vice President, and Provost of Marwadi University, all faculty members and professors, I would like to thank all of you for joining, and our learning and development, which is a completely dedicated vertical, which trains not only our faculty, but all our students as well. Every faculty that comes to teach at Marwadi University goes through 3 layers of training, because all of them are good in their domain knowledge, but delivering a content, pedagogy is completely a different skill set. So this learning and development department is the one which train our faculties how to deliver the content, how to make and engage, how to make the class more engaging, how to ensure that the everyone becomes part of the class becomes active. So this is our laboratory. Learning and Development Department, Marwadi University, is our laboratory to try and experiment new things so that the best can be given to our students. So they are going to do that for this week, and I'm sure that you will have an excellent feedback to that. So with this, I end my opening remarks. I once again thank all of you for joining. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Virtually, we can clap for sir's wonderful speech.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, sir, for your opening remarks. Now, may I request now Pak Ramlianto, the Secretary from Dinas Pendidikan from the Ministry of Secondary Education from Jawa Timur, to give his opening remarks. Pak Ramlianto, the screen is yours, Pak.
Siap, terima kasih Pak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Pak.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, namaste. Selamat sore untuk kita semuanya. Yang saya hormati Pak Ravi Makheja, Founder and Director TIA UPS International, para pejabat, para akademisi dari Marwadi University India, teman-teman dari Aptikom Pusat maupun Jawa Timur, dan para guru bahasa Inggris yang saat ini tadi laporannya lebih dari 1.000 yang mengikuti online development, ya, pengembangan kompetensi online empowerment ya, online empowerment untuk semua guru bahasa Inggris yang ada di Jawa Timur. Sebelum saya mulai, I would like to express my appreciation to TIA UPS International and Marwadi University. Terima kasih. Ini kesempatan yang luar biasa bagi kami di Jawa Timur. Ini adalah forum yang luar biasa bagi para guru-guru kami di Jawa Timur untuk meningkatkan kompetensinya, khususnya kompetensi dalam bidang pengajaran bahasa Inggris. Bapak Ibu sekalian yang saya hormati, kami Dinas Pendidikan Provinsi Jawa Timur tentu tidak bisa bekerja sendiri. Ini kesadaran kami bahwa untuk meningkatkan kompetensi guru memang membutuhkan banyak sekali kerjasama dengan banyak pihak, terutama pihak-pihak yang memang memiliki tujuan-tujuan khusus untuk membantu pemerintah Indonesia meningkatkan kompetensi SDM pendidikan, khususnya para guru. Nah, sore ini saya kira adalah kesempatan yang luar biasa. Kita apresiasi kepada TIA UPS International, kita apresiasi kepada Marwadi University, kita apresiasi kepada Aptikom, serta semua pihak yang memang telah menyediakan forum yang luar biasa bagi guru-guru kami di Jawa Timur, sehingga mereka punya kesempatan, mereka punya peluang untuk mengembangkan kompetensinya sebagai seorang guru. Yang kedua, kita sangat menghindari di masa pandemi COVID-19 ini terjadinya learning loss. Fenomena yang terjadi di Jawa Timur adalah fenomena learning loss diakibatkan karena memang di masa pandemi kita belajar dari rumah, kita bekerja dari rumah, kita mengajar dari rumah. Nah, kadang-kadang karena memang kita tidak memiliki kemampuan untuk mengoperasikan pembelajaran learning management system secara online, sehingga kita membiarkan anak-anak kita belajar sendiri. Akibatnya anak-anak mengalami learning loss, ada banyak kesempatan, ada banyak waktu, ada banyak materi yang tidak bisa dinikmati oleh siswa-siswi kita di Jawa Timur selama masa pandemi COVID-19 ini. Nah, dua hal ini yang membuat kami sangat hormat, sangat apresiasi terhadap kegiatan ini, sehingga sekali lagi kami berterima kasih. Bapak-Ibu sekalian, khususnya para peserta, para Bapak Ibu guru, kami mengidentifikasi di Jawa Timur ini ada dua tipe guru ya, menghadapi pandemi COVID-19 kemarin yang dipaksa kemudian melakukan pembelajaran secara online. Kelompok yang pertama kami menyebutnya digital native. Digital native ini para guru-guru muda yang begitu lahir, begitu jadi guru, begitu sekolah, itu memang sudah mengenal dunia digital. Sehingga memang dia begitu pandemi COVID, kemudian harus mengajar secara online, mereka secara cepat bisa menyesuaikan diri. Secara cepat bisa langsung melaksanakan atau mengoperasikan pembelajaran secara jarak jauh. Apalagi ini guru bahasa ya, bahasa Inggris. Mereka bisa langsung memanfaatkan teknologi informasi. Tetapi kelompok guru yang kedua, ini jumlahnya sangat banyak. Ya, ini jumlahnya sangat banyak, Pak Raffi. Jumlahnya itu mungkin lebih dari 80%, yakni kelompok digital immigrant. Mereka adalah guru-guru yang lahir dan mengalami masa sekolah bukan di masa digital. Sehingga ketika mereka harus melaksanakan tugas-tugas melalui online, melaksanakan proses belajar mengajar dengan menggunakan learning management system berbasis IT, mereka mengalami kesulitan-kesulitan yang cukup serius. Sehingga yang terkait dengan ini kami memang sangat berterima kasih terhadap forum-forum yang menyediakan pelatihan-pelatihan bagaimana sebenarnya mendeliver sebuah ilmu pengetahuan, sebuah materi pelajaran secara online, termasuk yang dilakukan oleh TIA UPS Nasional bersama dengan Aptikom Jawa Timur ini. Yang berikutnya, Bapak sekalian, terkait dengan fenomena digital native dan digital immigrant ini, kita sangat berharap nanti punya standar yang sama, punya kompetensi yang sama. Sebab itu belajarnya harus bersama-sama. Nah, saya tidak bisa mendeteksi dari 1.000 lebih peserta ini mana yang digital native, mana yang digital immigrant, tetapi ini menunjukkan bahwa para guru memiliki antusiasme yang sama, para guru memiliki semangat belajar yang sama, para guru memiliki niat yang sama, yakni meningkatkan kompetensinya. Apalagi ini kegiatan dilaksanakan oleh lembaga yang sangat kredibel, Sehingga saya kira kesempatan Bapak Ibu untuk meningkatkan kompetensi, untuk mendapatkan ilmu pengetahuan, untuk mengembangkan wawasan, saya kira menjadi satu yang perlu kami apresiasi. Sekali lagi apresiasi kami yang kedua kepada para peserta, Bapak Ibu guru bahasa Inggris, SMA, SMK, seluruh Jawa Timur yang pada kesempatan ini memiliki semangat untuk mengembangkan kompetensinya. Yang terakhir, harapan kami kepada Pak Raffi, kepada Marwadi University, kepada Aptikom, mungkin ke depan kita perlu menjalin kerjasama yang lebih luas, tidak hanya pada aspek pengembangan kompetensi guru, tapi juga penanganan problematik pendidikan lain di Jawa Timur, sehingga kami semakin banyak punya mitra, kami semakin punya banyak organ untuk bersama-sama memajukan pendidikan di Jawa Timur, karena memang Bu Gubernur Jawa Timur, Bu Gubernur Hovifah Indar Parawansa menjadikan sektor pendidikan ini menjadi salah satu sektor yang super prioritas. Saya kira itu, terima kasih, selamat dan sukses terselenggaranya kegiatan ini. Semoga Allah SWT meridhoi seluruh aktivitas kita sore ini. Demikian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Pak. Terima kasih banyak, Pak. Thank you so much. Terima kasih banyak Pak Ramlianto untuk kasih opening remarks, Pak, dan udah kasih motivasi ke guru-guru kita, dan untuk jadi yang kompetensinya bisa mudah-mudahan bisa ini Pak, bisa dapat manfaatkan dengan acara ini Pak. So thank you so much Pak Ramli. Thank you once again Pak.
Terima kasih, sama-sama Pak.
Ya, Naresh, Pak, maaf saya cuma minta untuk disampaikan ke Pak Naresh Pak, karena mungkin beliau nggak mengerti yang tadi. Naresh, just to inform you that Pak Ramlianto conveys his best wishes. Thank you so much to Marwadi University for today's webinar. And he really hopes that this webinar is the first of the collaborations, and many more areas of other collaborations can be initiated. And he would like to thank Marwadi University and also the team for the full support in organizing this particular event, sir. Right? And he also motivated the teachers to take it, to take the session seriously. And of course, there are a lot of assignments which are going to be given, so that also to make sure that he would like them to do it on time. So that is something he just informed to all the teachers. Right? Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Okay, Bapak Ibu. Jadi kita lanjut ya, Bapak Ibu. Let's move forward. May I now request Ibu Betty, Ketua Aptikom Jawa Timur, to please give her opening remarks and a brief presentation. Ibu Betty, the screen is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Raffi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Mr. Ramlianto, Sekdis Provinsi Jawa Timur, dan semua staf yang membantu pelaksanaan aktivitas ini, Mr. Dhanajay Singh, Mr. Nur Ali Chamadia from Marwadi University, and all of the management, lecturer, and all of staff in Marwadi University. Mr. Raffi Markija, MBA from TAIE UPS, committee from Aptikom Pusat, and also Aptikom East Java, and all of the participants of virtual teacher empowering program. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I hope our spirit are like the spirit of the morning. If usually we can meet face to face on this happy day, it is different from today. Indonesia is being hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, which make us unable to meet face to face directly. However, we must adapt, and of course, the activity must never stop. Alhamdulillah, this afternoon we will help out an event of virtual teacher empowering program by Zoom online by Marwadi University. For the first, let me introduce Aptikom. What is Aptikom? I cannot share my sharing, I think.
Ibu bisa, udah dikasih akses, Bu. Udah.
Ya, I have to do that. Tapi saya sudah coba tapi nggak bisa. It's okay, Pak Raffi. I will give the presentation by speech. It's okay.
Okay, Bu.
But I hope our because the time is.
Boleh, Bu. Sure, Bu.
Can you hear? Actually, the sound is already out.
Dhananjay sir, can we give the access to Ibu Betty sir? We have actually done
But
it.
actually, can you see it?
Bulumbu,
This
we are
is
not
the
able to see.
member of the university from Apticom.
Bulumbu.
So we can have the collaboration between university in India and also university in East Java. For the first, I go to India with APTC. Actually, I'm in Apticom.
Ibu, PowerPoint-nya masih belum bisa lihat, Bu. We are not able to see your PowerPoint.
Can you see it, Mr. Rafi?
No, Bu. We are not able to see it, Bu.
Okay. If you cannot see it, I will close it and I will continue to my speech.
Sure, Bu. Yes, Bu. Please, Bu.
Yeah. Apticom is one of the association in Indonesia, Indonesia Association of Higher Education in Informatics and Computing. Our activity is cooperate with government. Like today, we cooperate with East Java, Dinas Pendidikan East Java, and also other government. And we also have cooperation with association industry, development of the teacher and also the lecturer. Like today, we have the event to develop the teacher, and we hope this event can do well, and also for the teacher. Saya sih berharap bahwa kegiatan yang kita laksanakan sekarang ini dapat di Jawa Timur khususnya. Karena di Jawa Timur ini yang baru jumlahnya lebih dari 1.000. Di luar Jawa Timur jumlahnya hanya berkisar 200 sampai 500 peserta. Jadi saya harap ibu-ibu dan bapak-bapak bisa memanfaatkan fasilitas ini dengan sebaik-baiknya. And I'm so thank you to Marwadi University and also Thai UPS and Mr. Rafi to do this event. I hope this event can run success and all the participants get knowledge that can be implemented in your school. Thank you to Dinas Pendidikan Jawa Timur, Apticom Pusat, Marwadi University, TAIE, UPS, and Apticom East Java Committee, and all of the participants now. I hope we get a lot of the knowledge from today, and we can do it in our school. Happy learning, healthy greeting, and always success for all of us. Thank you very much for all, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Pak Rafi.
Ya. Terima kasih banyak, Bu. Thank you so much, Bu.
Thank you.
Minta maaf, Bu. Sorry, you could not share your PowerPoint. I do not know what was the technical problem.
Okay, it's okay.
So sorry for that, Bu. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, terima kasih banyak, Bu. Thank you so much for your support, Bu. We really appreciate the support of Apticom Jawa Timur and Apticom Pusat, Bu. Thank you so much. Terima kasih, ya, Bu.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay, Bapak Ibu. So now let's move on to the main session, Bapak Ibu, is today's session. So please allow me to welcome the trainer for today, Mr. Dhananjay Singh, AVP Learning and Development from Marwadi University. Mr. Dhananjay, a very passionate learning architect certified in designing and facilitating effective learning experience from Azim Premji University, Bangalore, and also from the Indian Society of Training and Development, New Delhi. Actually, we have a lot to talk about, Mr. Dhananjay, but to keep the time short, may I now request Mr. Dhananjay to please take the screen. Mr. Dhananjay, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ravi ji. Now the session is for the participants, so all the delegates, if they have any duties to attend, please feel free to walk anytime. All right, so very good afternoon to all the participants. Just give me a signal. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So few housekeeping rules. Let me first, for the participants, number one, it is a certified training, 1 week certified training. And we believe that learning does not happen only what by facilitator or teacher does. Learning happens by what learner does. So ladies and gentlemen, those who are joining today, they have to continue till the last day of this workshop. We call it workshop, which means you need to do something when you come on board. We have kept you in mute, camera mute, and the audio mute also due to some bandwidth issue, because this technology can misbehave anytime. So, but anytime if you want to ask anything, please feel free to write in the chat box. I will request my colleague, Mr. Nurali Chamadia, to keep an eye on the chat box so that if anything urgently to respond, he can bring it in my notice. I'll be taking you to the session. I may not be able to keep an eye on the chat box. Therefore, I request my colleague, Mr. Nurali, to please help me out in that, doing that. The other thing is that unfortunately, we heard the respected speakers from the ministry. We felt very, very good, very soothing, very sweet, but maybe we couldn't understand. We tried to follow. I could follow the feelings, the spirit of that, but could not understand the language per se. Very sweet language. I would definitely like Raviji to train me to learn this language also. So the only common language which we are going to use for the session today onwards is the English language. And I would be using slow pace so that you can get my actual pronunciation and clearly my voice reaches to you. I also understand that we are reaching to you using a technology. So technology may have some limitations, sometimes the network problem, sometimes the internet issue, poor connectivity, so on and so forth. That is going to be the part of life. So nonetheless, it will take little time to become habitual of this new technology which we are using nowadays due to this pandemic situation. Otherwise, earlier we were very happy to be in the classroom, face-to-face delivery. But now we have come up out of that, and the world has become a global village kind of thing where we can reach to anybody, anywhere on this planet. So with these, I'm starting my presentation. And anytime if you have any question, you can put in the chat box, and my colleague, Mr. Nurali, will keep an eye on the chat box. So all the participants, if you can give me a smiley in the chat box so that I can begin. Just give a smiley there in the chat box. Like this. Yeah, please go ahead. I want to see the cheerful faces. A simple smiley in the chat box. I want quick response. Come on, come on, come on. Let me begin the day. Oh, wonderful. Irma, very good. I also say in advance, my apologies if I could not pronounce your name correctly. Maybe sometimes I make a mistake in your name's pronunciation. So my apologies in advance. I don't want to hurt you. But I would like to Hafiz. Yeah, Marco, wonderful, wonderful. So I got so many smileys. So it gives me the energy to begin the session. Here is my first presentation. Little slow because number of participants are very high, so internet has become little slow. So
just one information, Bapa Ibu, the ones who are probably facing some problem with the internet, you all can also join the webinar using the YouTube channel. The link has been shared on the YouTube, on the WhatsApp group. So please do join. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
is my screen visible to all of you?
It's uploading, sir.
Is it okay now working?
So it's still uploading.
Okay, so let me mute my camera so that it should not take unnecessary bandwidth. Has it come now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I welcome all the participants. Virtual Teachers Empowerment Program. It will run from 12th October to 16th October. My name is Dhananjay, and that is also the second name of Arjuna. I'll discuss during this session. The meaning of my name is Arjuna, which means warrior. I'm telling you because you should be able to remember my name, because my name also may be a tongue twister for you all. So warrior is the meaning of my name. Let me put this disclaimer for all of you, and because we are running on various social media sites on YouTube, so this disclaimer is very, very important part. Maybe we may use some Google images and copyright issues, but that material we will love to give the the credit to the people, those who have created those content and pictures when we come to know about the source. I have put one picture on the screen. Can you all see that? And I'm going to start a poll. I will launch a poll with a question. So have a look on this picture and respond to my first poll. And the poll is going to launch. Do you recognize the gentleman on the screen? Go ahead and vote yes or no. Please vote. Amazing. Such a fantastic speed coming on the internet. Wonderful. The question is, the gentleman on the screen, do you recognize him? Go ahead, go ahead. 200 voting we have already got. We want everybody's vote. 205, 210, all right, 220. Go ahead. Keep voting, keep voting. Everyone should be there on their toe. I want all 500 participants to vote. And remember, those who are participating, the Zoom is taking automatic the attendance also when you are joining, when you are leaving, and that report will be considered for your attendance of the workshop. I will keep it still 30 second open. I want everybody to vote. Do you recognize this man on the screen or not? I have got 90% say yes, 10% say no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I can understand some internet connections are, some devices are a little slow. I have touched 300 votes. I want at least 75% votes. All right, fine. So I'm going to end it now. I have got 310 polls, and I will share the result with all of you. Here is the result. 90% say that yes, they recognize, and 10% say they don't recognize. Okay, so I will little bit talk about this gentleman. And his name is, in India, we call popularly, not only in India, but across the globe. The whole world is knowing him by his name called Mahatma Gandhi. He was born in 1869 and he left this planet on 1948. Why I'm talking about this gentleman? This gentleman is not only a person for India, but this person is very much relevant for the world today. And this man, who has given the message of non-violence to the whole world, truthfulness, simplicity to the whole world, proudly, we as Marwadi University, we connect with this man because I'm speaking from the birthplace of this gentleman. I'm again repeating, currently I'm sitting at the birthplace, Rajkot, of this gentleman, where he studied. He completed his education here in Rajkot, and very proudly we are at that place. So keeping this in mind, we are going to follow his message in life also with this hope, so that we should get the enough strength to follow his messages. Is my voice clear to all of you, or should I slow down my pace? I just want to know. Raviji, is my voice clear, audible to everybody?
Yeah, yes, sir. Your voice is audible, sir. But if you can be a little bit more closer to the microphone, then it'll be much better. So we can hear you. It's not that we can't hear you. Absolutely fine, sir.
All right.
Yeah,
That's great.
thank you,
So let me do some polls, because I need to understand where are you joining from, what devices are you using, what internet connectivity you have, so that I can have accordingly my speed. I have launched another poll, and the question says which device you are using right now. One is desktop computer, laptop computer, iPad, and cell phone. Quickly go and vote. I want to understand. I want to put myself in your shoes so that I can take this session forward. That's great.
So it's good to see almost 200, 300 registrations coming in few seconds.
Yeah, so fast, which means the internet is working there. That's great. Wonderful. So we have got almost 300 votes. I want to cross this 300 limit. Go ahead, go ahead. Some more. Yeah, we have almost crossed. So 305 participants have voted so far. And I'm going to share the result with you all. And the result goes like this. Only 3% are using the desktop computer. 46% are using the laptop computer. 1% iPad, and 50% cell phone. Yeah, so cell phone is the device which you are using. So I don't know how convenient it is for you to see the screen on your cell phone. We prefer this workshop, if possible for you, please join using either a desktop or a laptop, because we need little large screen for you to participate in the webinar. It is not only a webinar, it is a two-way workshop. That's why, but nonetheless, if you have joined, because cell phones are the very, very convenient handheld devices for us to join any online session. And I would also like to know what kind of internet you are using currently. So can you please vote what type of internet connection you are using right now? The first one, dedicated broadband. Second one, mobile hotspot, Wi-Fi dongle, and others. Come on. So that I can understand the internet speed. Very good. Very good. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So I got the idea. 10% say they are using dedicated broadband. %36% are mobile hotspot, 52% Wi-Fi dongle, and 3% using others. All right. So very good. So I got the basic idea. Can you tell me, are you teaching online in the chat box? If you're teaching online, tell me yes. If you're not, you can say no. In the chat box, can you please give me a signal? You are teaching online nowadays? Okay. And those who are teaching online, do they have their YouTube channels? Do you have your YouTube channels, your own YouTube channels? Let me know. Okay. Okay. Very good. Wonderful. So the first thing in teaching online, you don't have. Okay. Okay. You are teaching online. Wonderful. Google Classroom you are using. Very nice. Very nice. Good. So the first basic requirement for any online teaching is that you should have one YouTube channel. And if you have your Gmail account, you will have free of cost. So today's task, when you go home, those who do not have their YouTube channels, please create one YouTube channel. Why I'm saying that? Because when you have your YouTube channel, it is very handy for you to share the content with the audience. And today, I must tell you, after Google, YouTube has become the second largest search engine on the internet. People prefer to come to YouTube to search something than Google now. I mean, no doubt Google is at number one, but second number, highest number of searches are being done on YouTube. Because people are becoming more and more visuals, and visual learning is more powerful than the auditory or read write. So the task for today, those who do not have their YouTube channel, today after this webinar, you go and create your first YouTube channel and you share your link with us. I will let you know where to share the link. All right, so let's go ahead. Wonderful. So Nurali, please keep an eye that on the chat box, if anything comes to note, please let me know. On your screen, I have put a small clip and I will play this clip. This clip is very, very close to my heart. And I'm sure if you are from teaching community, it will touch your heart also. Is this screen visible, the video visible? I would just like to see, is it audible once I play? Just a moment. Let me set the settings first. Is the screen visible now? Let me brief you about this clip. What is happening in this clip? You may not be able to understand. There is no voice, only music is there. But there is one lady in the sari you can see, and there are four gentlemen, those who are very reputed gentlemen of Indian education system. He's the AICTE chairman, the All India Council of Technical Education, Dr. Shastra Buddhe. And the lady in the sari is a business lady. And I think if you look at the worth of this lady is not less than $2 billion US, 1.92 US dollars, 1.92 billion US dollars is the worth of this lady who is there in the sari. Not clear? I think maybe then the network issue, internet connectivity problem. But here it is very clear on my part.
So we are not able to see the screen clearly. So I think it's because it's zoomed.
Okay, so let me fix it up. Give me a minute. Okay. I think now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Right. So I was talking about this lady who is there in the sari. She is 1.92 billion US dollars worth business lady. And if you have heard the name called Infosys, she is the wife of Infosys chairman, Mr. Narayan Murthy. And her name is Sudha Murthy. So let me play this clip, watch it, and then we'll discuss about this clip.
Krishna
Wonderful. So could you see what happened in this small clip? And it is not good in quality because it was randomly recorded and all the dignitaries there. And this lady was the chief guest of this program, this function. She was invited to, wonderful. Yeah, I think Uzli Fatul, you got the right one. I think, Nurali, please note down the name of Uzli Fatul. We would like to give him a chocolate. He got that message. I'm sorry if I'm not able to pronounce your name clearly. But what happened in this clip, this lady, she was the chief guest and invited for the lighting the lamp for the ceremony, and all the dignitaries, top educationists were there. No, she's not Jaya Bachchan. She is Sudha Murthy. Her name is Sudha Murthy. And when she was there for the ceremony, and she was about to initiate this lighting the lamp, she noticed one of her teachers, college teachers, sitting there in the audience. And what she did, she actually invited that teacher to join her for lighting the lamp ceremony. And you all saw, she did not only invite him, but she bowed down to him to say thanks for thanking him to shape her life and career. She gave the credit to the teacher that whatever worth she had got today, the credit goes to her teacher. Friends, we are so privileged that we have such a wonderful profession that we can make a life of somebody like this. No problem. The message is important. Forget the clip if the clip is not clear, but the message is important. This lady, which is worth 1.92 billion US dollars, she bowed down to her teacher. And when she noticed her teacher is there in the crowd, she invited her to join for that lamp lighting ceremony and being a chief guest for the program. So the point which I want to drive is, if you are a teacher, please have this proud on yourself that God has given you this privilege. God has given you this privilege to shape the life of somebody. You have only this privilege, nobody else. With this spirit, I'm going to begin this session. The agenda for today is that we would like to talk about the principles of student engagement in a virtual classroom. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Umi says feeling blessed of being a teacher, to honor her old teacher. Yeah. And teaching is a noble profession. We would come to it day 2, day 3, teaching with heart and art. This is the agenda roughly. If we get your support, we would definitely like to complete this, and know without fail that there would be some assignments, because we believe that learning will take place only when you do something, not only by what teacher does. Remember this mantra. This mantra for day 1 workshop, all the teachers, the learning takes place by what learner does, not by what teacher does. I will come to this mantra in my session today. I have put another picture there on the screen. Can you guess what kind of picture it is? And write in the chat box. What kind of picture, what picture it could be? Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. That woman gave her honor to the man, to her teacher. Yeah. But now in this, I'm coming to this slide now. Winning a medal, okay. Flight attendant, okay, okay. Some give on, okay, okay. Flight attendants, okay. Happy, wonderful, good, good. Bright student, wonderful. Successful student, yeah, cheerful, successful. She thanks to him, yeah, flight attendants, okay, okay, flight attendants, all right. So let me narrate this case. You are very correct. She's a flight attendant, crew member. She's an air hostess, steward, Yeah. What happens when we fly, before the aircraft takes off? This is the ritual that this highly trained and qualified lady will come and give some demo to all of us. She makes us learn how to operate the emergency exit, how to operate the oxygen mask, how to go out in case of emergency, how to help others. She trains everybody, in fact, how to handle the emergency situation while traveling. That is her job, and she is very, very qualified, very, very certified, talented. We can say a teacher for all of us. And my question to all those teachers, those who fly or who have flied near the exit door, emergency exit door. Is there anybody who had happened to fly sitting near the exit door, emergency exit door? Can you say yes, yes, or no, no? While flying in the aircraft, have you ever happened to be near the exit door, emergency exit door? No, no, no. Okay. Yes, I already sat. Krishna says already sat. No, no. Suviji says yes. Scared, not yet. Veronica says not yet. All right. So those who have traveled sitting near the emergency exit door, now my question to them, if there is any emergency, can you confidently handle the exit door? Answer me. Forget what they say. Okay, I never sit over there. I never sit. Okay. No. Lily says no. Panicked. Veronica says panicked. And every flight, she comes and she trains all of us. But I don't think so. We are not able to operate it. We did not learn. Maybe yes, maybe no. We never know. Nurul says, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I think no. And she uses all non-verbal, verbal, every kind of communication to teach us how to operate the emergency exit when it comes to emergency while flying. And that is also a very important lesson for us to learn, because it is going to be the matter of life and death for all of us. But majority of us, in fact, when I did this survey, 90% of people, they say that, I'm sorry, I can't operate that. I'm sorry, I can't operate that. 90% of the people. And the matter which is matter of life and death, they don't learn. And she trains every time. What is wrong with her teaching? Can you please guess? Where is the problem? Why the learners, they don't learn? Why don't they learn? My question is, why don't they learn? Yes, Hazra says she only teaches in one way. She just explained not learning by doing without any practice. Oh, don't understand English. Okay. Only the teacher who practiced, not the students. Maybe because we don't really pay attention to her. Because the passenger don't practice. Exactly. Amazing. That is what is there on my slide. You all are answering what is there on my slide. Exceptional. Only the gesture, no practice. That's why I say that learning happens by what learner does, not by what teacher does. Go with this mantra next week in your class when you are conducting the class. Keep your mind that learning will happen by what learner does, not by what teacher does. So will you promise me that when you go to teach your students, you will create an opportunity for the students to make them practice, to make them do something? Do you promise to me? Do you promise to me that you will create an opportunity for them to practice something? Learning by doing. Yes. Even it is possible in online situations also, you can make them do something. Yes, I need a promise from all the teachers that when you start your class, have an opportunity, create an opportunity there for the students to do something. Don't only go one way. Yes, wonderful. I'm very happy to see the firm promises of these teachers today. That's great. So the first thing, first principle of conducting a class is always make an arrangement for the learners to learn by doing. Let them do something. Don't only you keep on speaking. That's great. Wonderful. So I'm moving to the next slide. And the slide says, yes, a little less quoted quote of Einstein. He said, learning is experience. Everything else is just information. Little less quoted quote, but in the teaching learning world, I think it is very, very important. Learning is experience. Everything else is just information. And we as a teacher, it is our responsibility to create that experience. Wonderful. When we make them experience, then only learning happens. So my teacher, as a teacher, I have to create an opportunity to make them experience. Otherwise, I'm just giving information to them. And friends, giving information, who does better than Google? I think nobody else can do better than Google when it comes to giving the information to the learner or to the students, to the participants. But our role as a teacher is to give the experience to the students. My role is to give the experience, make them do something. And when they do something, you know what, how the experience takes place? When we do something, then we reflect on it, what we did, why we did, how we did, and what is the learning out of that, what we did. If we say learning by doing is half a statement. Learning by doing and reflecting on what we did. Mantra number 2, learning by doing and reflecting on what we did. Reflection is important. In learning, reflection is important. So 2-part, experience is learning and experience comes by reflection. Experience comes by reflection. So that is the Einstein has to say, and we need to proudly quote his quote here in this webinar. Wonderful. Let's go ahead. Now, when I played a video, we all say that the ladies, proudly we actually had this lady. I am just dropping one link in the chat box. Can you access the link and respond? The question goes is, one word you have to write which you learned from the first clip which I played in the link here, not in the chat box. I want you to write one word. How did you feel when the clip was played for you? So I'm just dropping the link here. If you stop writing the messages, otherwise it will disappear. There are so many people writing, the link will disappear. I'm just dropping the link. Please stop writing in the chat box so that it should not disappear there. Wait, I'm just dropping it here. Hope you got the link. Please go ahead, click the link and give me one word. What did you feel when you saw this video of Sudha Murthy bowing down to her teacher? I want your response in this particular link. Go ahead and write one word. one word about the clip which we, yeah, I think link again disappeared. I'll again share the link here. Please give me 10 seconds. I'll drop the link again. Yeah. Did you get the link? Oh, I'm sorry. I need to wait a minute. This internet is a little slow at my end also because there are so many people on this. Give me a second. I need to change little settings here. It is going only to the panelists. Yes. Nurali, if you can mute your mic.
Yeah.
Is it coming, the link?
So there's no links as of now.
Yeah, it is coming. It is coming. Actually, it is gone. It has gone to panelist only. Now, has it come now? In the chat box, is link visible? Okay.
It's come now. Yeah. But again, it's gone. Let me just copy and help you out, sir.
Yeah, no, actually the chats. Okay, no problem. So we'll move. We may take it a little later. It is consuming time, so we may be. So let's move forward. So far we had discussed about the experience is the learning, and everything else is just information. And we are here to give the experience to the learners, not the information. And giving information, Google does better than us. So learning is what? What learning is actually, and at what level? The definition of learning is there on the screen. It says that it is change. Learning is change. Learning is change, either in the cognitive level or at the affective level or at the psychomotor level, either at thinking, feeling, or psychomotor, which means doing, action, skill. When we are trying to make somebody learn something, which means either of these three levels of change should take place. Either it should be at the cognitive level, or it should be at the affective level, or at the psychomotor level. That is called the learning. And there should be a change. Okay. Marum says that we should stop people to write chat so that we can get the link. No problem. I will share at the end. You can put later also. Please forget it. Focus here on the screen. Stop chatting now. Come on. Now no more chatting in the chat box. Let's focus on the screen. I'm talking about learning is change. If your session, if your teaching is making some change in the audience at three levels, either cognitive level or affective level. Affective level means heart level, like brain, heart, and hand. Thinking, feeling, and doing. If there is some change brought by your lecture, brought by your session, brought by your teaching, that is learning. If change is not happening, then that learning is not happening. Any of these three, either it could be cognitive level, or it could be affective level, or it could be psychomotor level. Wonderful. Those who have submitted, wonderful. Tomorrow will share the result of all of you. The link will be available to you. You can later also vote, put there, no problem. But please focus on the slide here. And when we want to make them learn something, then they should be able to do something, which means learning a skill. Learning a skill. So for example, a skill, which means riding a cycle is a skill. So when I want, or when my learner wants to learn how to ride a cycle, there are many small component skills which needed to be learned. That is called the psychomotor level. Yes. If somebody wants to learn how to do something, that is the psychomotor level of learning. But that psychomotor level of learning requires cognitive level and affective level also. I'm again repeating, the psychomotor level of learning requires the cognitive level and the affective level both. And when we want to do the psychomotor level of learning as a skill, then any skill, when it comes, it has a small, little collection of many little skills, many small skills. And if I want to learn riding a bike or riding a cycle, I need to acquire these component skills individually first. How to apply the brake, how to apply the accelerator, how to use this, how to use that. First, I have to acquire the component skills. For example, when I want to learn the English language, I need to first learn the English alphabet, then how to sentences, make sentences, then the words. So these are the component skills. Okay, the question Ahmad says, which one is the top priority among those? Cognitive, affective, or psychomotor? I would say that, see, if you want somebody to learn at psychomotor level, first of all, these two are very, very important. The cognitive and affective. Unless they feel good, unless they think it is good for them, they won't show interest. So thinking and feeling is at the top priority. And you need to find out the way how to make them feel, how to make them think. That is your responsibility, and that will create the experience. How to make them feel, what to do so that they should feel, think, and then they come to the psychomotor level. Psychomotor level will definitely come at later stage, but the thinking and feeling should be first. But in psychomotor, first they have to acquire the component skills, small, little skills. And then we as a teacher need to make them learn how to integrate all those little skills which they have found, which they have learned. I'm talking about how to design my lessons. When you are going to design your lessons, number one, you have to make them learn the component skills, and then you teach them how to integrate all these component skills to learn that skill. Not only here, you also have to make them learn when to apply, how to know when to apply this. If you remember this flight experience which we had just now, 90% of the people, they are not able to operate the emergency exit door because of failure of this ecosystem. This loop is not getting completed. First, if you want to learn how to operate, that is a skill. So you need to have a cognitive and affective domain first. Feeling and thinking, you should think, it is very important, and feel that it will save your life. But if you stop there, nothing will happen. Then you have to come to acquire the component skills. Component skills are lever, door, signal, this, that, all those are component skills. And then putting all this into one component and practicing it, that was missing there in the example of exit door operation. And that is why we could not learn. And then they should know when to apply. When there is an announcement that emergency 3 times, then only it should be applied. Otherwise, if somebody had learned this integrating skills and all kind of things, and he goes and simply goes and applies it. So the learning entire cycle has to be completed. First, cognitive, affective, these two should be covered. Then the component skill, then practicing and integrating those skills. And finally, let them know and learn when to apply this skill, what they have learned. That is way we need to make them learn. No, there is a difference between effective and affective. Affective, we are talking about heart. We have three things: head, that is cognitive; heart, that is affective; and hands, that is psychomotor. Three levels of learning. All right, let me move forward. Now get ready. There is a challenge coming for all of you. Challenge number 1. And challenge is there on your screen. You have got 60 seconds to learn the following 18-digit sequence. One error and the bomb explodes. I don't want any error. I will give you 60 seconds of time to learn this 18-digit sequence. Come on, come on, come on. You have to pay attention here on the screen. Stop putting there in the chat box. And nobody will write anything in the chat box unless I tell you to do so. It is a challenge. So those who will write correctly, maybe we can recognize his or her effort. All right. So let us stop writing in the chat box. I'm going to give a challenge. There is a block. There is one window in front of you, and I will take that window out. And below this window, there will be a number. And number has 18 digits. You have to learn that 18-digit sequence. Sequence means the correct order. And when I ask you to produce the correct order, the number, then only you will produce. And if you make a mistake, the bomb will explode. So let's go. I'm going to start the timer. And the window is going away. 18-digit sequence, 18-digit number. You have to learn it. 60-second time for you. And boom. Thirty seconds over. "45 seconds over. Wait, don't write anything. I told you, don't write anything. Don't write anything, please. All right. Now I have hidden this number. Your job is to put the correct order of the number here in the chat box. Go ahead and do that. Those who learned, please put the correct sequence of 18-digit number. Put the 18-digit number. Don't write anything else. I just want this 18-digit number which I had shown you just now in the correct order. Go ahead, quickly type it. There should not be any error in the order, in the sequence. And don't copy it from somebody else. Don't copy from the chat box. Just you, by your own self. If you learned, put it there in the chat box without any error in the sequence. I'll give you 60-second time to put it there in the chat box. Please go ahead. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Complete the task. I want everybody to complete. I had shown you one 18-digit number on the screen. I want you all to reproduce it from your memory without copying it from somebody else. Okay, okay. I got the idea. Fine, fine. If I give you a clue, okay, let me ask a question. Was everybody able to get the correct order? Give me yes, those who were able to correctly order. Those who were able to correctly write and get and learn this. Exactly what exactly we did. Okay. All right. Okay. No. My memory is mailing. Okay. No problem. I'm not going to assess you on this performance. I just want to drive a point. I forgot. No, only 3038. Can you tell me? Yes, difficult to memorize. Very good. All right. So you know that how difficult it was to remember this 18-digit number, and those who did it correctly, hats off to them. I salute to them. No, absolutely wonderful. But those who could not do, yeah, I'm sleepy and exhausted. Those who could not do it, I just want to give them a clue that if I tell you this number is actually depending on your particular, I mean, your life depends on this number. I'm sorry. If I put it in this way, the life depends like this. The first digit is season in a year. Second one is 12 in a months in a year. And after that, you can guess, you can see. And if I tell somebody like this, yeah, last was 38, sorry, not 28. If I tell you like this, put it like first one is the season, then month, then week, then days, then hours, then minute, then second, and then the days of the month 30, 31, 30, and 28, something like this. I screenshot the number. Yeah, I understand. There is. So the point which I want to drive is, if you just want to learn like this, no. If the content is presented to the learner, but only content is presented, then it is not going to be learned. Yeah. All right, let's come out of it. That is just a way to drive the message. The message is, if the content is presented directly without giving any context, it is very difficult to learn. When I gave you the context that the first digit 4 is actually the number of seasons in a year. After that, 12 is the number of months in a year. After that, 52 is the week in a year. Very good. After that, 7 in a days in a week. After that, 24 is an hour of in a day. Then 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and then the days of the month 31, 30, and maybe at the last 38 or 28, whatever it was. So contextual learning, that's what I want to drive the point here is. Krishna, you got it. Contextual learning. When you are presenting a content to the audience, not only the content, but you also need to put the context of it. And the context should be, let me tell you, yeah, this I wanted to drive. The context should be, yes, known to unknown. Taking the learner from known to unknown. Remember, the 18-digit number which I gave you, it was unknown to all of you. It was a random number. But when I took you from known to unknown, which means you know that how many seasons in a week, in a year, sorry, how many number of months in a year, how many number of days in a day, so in a week, how many hours, all this you know already. And then I told you that in this number, the first digit 4 is actually the number of seasons in an year. Then number of months in an year. Then onwards, you all can say week, days, hours, minute, second, and so on and so forth. That's right. The method, the context, that matters the most to make learning take place. So today's third learning is, don't only present the content to the audience. Please put the context also, and the context should be known to unknown. From taking them from known to unknown, first discuss with them what is known to them, and then bring it to them what is unknown. Then only it will actually be successful. And in order to do that, we have this ability that is called communicating to the audience. And being a teacher, we have to be good in communication. Communication does not mean that only speaking a language. Communication is much more than that. And that is my slide saying that first, we need to appreciate being a good teacher. We have to have good ability to communicate. And I'm presenting the cycle of the communication. The cycle of the communication is on your left-hand side. If you see this man, he initiates the communication. First, he is the sender, and in a particular language or in a particular gesture or in a particular non-verbal, verbal, he encodes some message, and then he sends that message to the listener, to the student on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, this is the receiver. Receiver receives the message from the sender and he or she decodes it. She or he tries to understand. And then he or she responds back to the sender. Actually, what I'm trying to emphasize, I'm sure you must be knowing this idea, but most of the time, what happens, we forget this lower loop, feedback loop. We think that as a teacher, when I sent a message to the students, my job is over. No, it's not. Sorry. Unless the learner sends you the feedback, whether he understood or he or she responds. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. I want to drive a point is when you communicate something to somebody else, before you communicate it to somebody else, you also are very clear that what response you are expecting from that person as a response to your message, isn't it? When I ask you something, I want you to respond in this manner. When I request to borrow some money from you, I want in my mind that you should give me some money. So when I initiated my communication, I already have intended response in my head. What response I want from you? And if you do not respond what I wanted you to respond, which means there is some failure in the communication. I'm again repeating, when I am initiating a message to you, I have already a message in my mind as a response I should get from you. And if I get that message, this communication is successful. But if I don't get that message like that, communication is failed. And maybe due to the noise, it did not reach to you properly. Maybe due to the language, pronunciation, maybe many other disturbances. But I'm responsible for the failure of communication which I initiated. And this communication channel can be online, can be face-to-face, can be email, video, phone, letter, any kind of tool be used to send a message to the learner, to the student, to anybody. And when he or she sends me the feedback, her response or his response, when that response is matching with mine response, which I was expecting from him or her, then the communication is successful. If that response is not as per my expectation, communication fails. Let me give you an example. One day when somebody is requesting you for a kind of face-to-face is much better. Yes, because I'm coming to that point. There is a wonderful theory given by an educator, which I will drive today. I'm coming to that point. But the example is that when there is no face-to-face communication, there is a possibility that communication may fail due to various reasons. But first, let us understand and digest this cycle. Only by completing or sending the message, the entire loop does not complete. The loop only gets completed when you receive a response back from the receiver and you match it with your own expected response. If that expected response and the sent response is matching with you, the communication is successful. Otherwise, communication is failed. Communication is failed. So when students are not responding you the way you want them to respond, which means there is some failure in the communication. I will come to that. How about the I will come to that. But I want to drive, if a student is not able to understand your point, don't blame the student. Please take the responsibility on your head. It was your mistake also. It is my mistake also as a sender, as a communicator. I'm responsible when the communication fails. And there are 100 other elements also responsible, but one of them, I also is the stakeholder. So in this regard, there is one theory given by Albert Mehrabian. I will give the link in later to refer this theory, the Mehrabian theory, and he gave it for effective communication. And he says that there are basically 3 different components in effective communication. In effective communication, there are 3 different components. Can you guess what are those components? What are those components for effective communication? Okay, there is a one question. Ahmed, I will take your question. Let me just finish this point. I'm coming. It will come. How to cope with this barrier. I'm talking about in effective communication, there are 3 basic components. Can you guess what those components are? Number 1 says sender. Okay, communicator, recipient, and messages. No. I'm saying when I want to communicate something, so that communication has 3 elements, 3 different ways to communicate. I'll come, Ahmed. Just Alia, just hold it on. Hold your question. I'm coming. Next slide will answer your question, how to cope with the barrier of communication. All right. Wonderful. So let us refer this theory of Mehrabian. He says that there are 3 V's. 3 V's. Now can you say 3 V's? The Mehrabian, I have given the reference here, Dr. Albert Mehrabian, UCLA. And he did 10 years of research on non-verbal communication. He says that 3 V's are the compositions of an effective communication. And if you can balance all these 3 V's, then the barriers can be removed. That was the question of Ahmed also. All right, let me put it on the screen. The first one, he says visual, vocal, and verbal. 3 V's of effective communication: visual, vocal, and verbal. Yes, visual, vocal, and verbal. If you want your communication 100% to be successful, you have to use these 3 components God given to you effectively. You have to use your verbal, where the coding, decoding comes, language comes. You have to use your vocal, where your voice, your pronunciation, your energy comes, and the visual, where your gesture, your facial expression, your eye contact comes into the picture. So you, as a teacher, have to have good grip, good hold on these 3 V's, and that is called the visual, vocal, and verbal. What they mean by, I'm just coming. I'm very happy to see the curiosity of all the participants. What is this meaning? It is hidden there in the slide here. Visual, vocal, and verbal. Now the visual part is actually the eye contact, your gesture, your posture, your gait, your facial expression, your appearance, your dressings. All these are actually the visuals. Remember, when you are delivering your class face to face, these are going to be used by you. But nowadays, due to the pandemic, when we are not able to use these eye contact, gesture, posture, gait, expression, appearance, it is a little difficult. And that's why sometimes there is a failure of communication, because one component is completely missing. My eye contact, I'm not able to maintain eye contact with you. I'm not able to show my gesture. I'm not able to show my posture, my gait. Gait is the style of movement, the way you walk, the way you stand, your facial expression, your appearance. That is the visual. And we want to compensate that missing things by using examples, using stories and videos, and so on and so forth. When I used the video of Sudha Murthy to communicate something to you, it was a visual form of communicating something to you. Verbal comes the language. Now let me take the second one, that is called the voice, vocal, modulation, emotion, audibility, pitch, speed, pace. That is your vocal. Vocal is how we say, not what we say. Hafidul Lotul, I'm sorry, Jana. Vocal is actually the modulation, the voice, the energy in your voice, the emotion, the audibility, the pitch, the pace. That is called the vocal, how we say. That's right. And verbal is the language, the vocabulary, the words. Now, for example, next 1 minute, I'm going to speak without using my vocal, just verbal part. So all of you, you are here for a class. I'm here to deliver a class, and please pay attention to the slide. The next slide is going to tell you what is the composition of 3 V's. Is it effective? It will become boring because already visual was missing. Then vocal also I took away. There was no energy in my voice. There was no modulation in my voice. There was no emotion in my voice. Pitch was very flat. Pace was very flat. That's why it became boring. And many of you are saying, no, it is not. That is what the vocal. Am I making sense to all of you? Yeah, that's right. So we need to have the modulation. We need to have the voice. Yes, it was a bad mood kind of thing, voice. Now, when I add modulation in my voice, my energy level goes up, and then the communication also improves. That is vocal. And verbal is called the language, the vocabulary, the sentences which we use. So now my question is, Mehrabian said that these 3 components play a lot of role in your communication. Remember, if you want to 100% successfully communicate something to somebody, then you have to take care of your visuals, your vocals, and your verbals, all 3 mixed together. For example, when you want to have a very tasty food, I know that I'm deliberately using this example because it is very close to lunchtime. So when you have a tasty food, you need to take care of the salt. You need to take care of the the material in the food used, the recipe of the food, the texture of the food. All this you need to maintain. Then only 100%. Otherwise, if the salt is very high in the food, will you enjoy that food? No, not at all. Because the salt is missing. Salt is very high. So similarly, if you want to communicate something very successfully to your students, always keep in mind the visual, vocal, and verbal should be taken care properly. It should be very, very, very well managed and balanced. Yes, when it is summed up, it sounds to be interesting. It should be attractive. Otherwise, it will become boring. So when you are not able to maintain these 3 things together, and then he gave a composition. He said like this: in order to communicate something successfully to others, these 3 play a very important role: visual, vocal, and verbal. And he also gave a composition. He said that if you are not using this properly, then people will get message like this. In your class, if you are not using visual, vocal, and verbal properly, all 3 well managed, all these three has to be, all three has to be. Yes, I will tell you, first you have to be very, very, very energetic in your voice. All right, fine. I'll go a little faster. So the idea is you need to have 55% your visual your visual contributes 55% of the communication, 38% communicates your vocal, and your verbal, your language is only 7%. Okay, now you say that it is too faster explanation. I'm sorry, I'll take 7% verbal plays your role, 38% your vocal plays, and 55% your visuals play. The problem is we all are preparing our lectures in terms of our content only. We overlook all these things, other part of the discussion, which is visual. When I prepare my session, is my camera properly placed? Is it proper lighting done? Yes or no? If no, even in online, your visual is important. When you are presenting something, your visuals, your camera lighting, your camera placement, then your auditory comes into the picture, your mic quality, that takes the part, that contributes better. And then comes your verbal part, that is your language. But unfortunately, as a teacher, we are focusing more on the language or the content part. Sure. So this is my message for the teaching community. First thing, learning happens by experience. Provide the experience to the learner, not only the content, give them the context. Then there is a cycle of communication where the sender encodes the message and sends it to the listener. Listener decodes it and responds back to the sender. And when the feedback is as expected by the sender, the communication is successful. And then the sender has got this 3 V's composition that is called the visual, vocal, and verbal. And this is the Mehrabian theory. These 3 plays role in your communication, even using the online, offline, letter, or video, anything. So this is my message for the session today. We have just 10 minutes. Now I will open the question. If you have, please feel free. Nurali, can you see, can you check, is there any question? Let me know on so far on this content which we discussed just now. Nurali, please come into the picture. Take questions.
Yeah. There is a question from Kholida. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name properly. So Kholida would pardon me. The question is, as a sender, should teacher be responsible to all class members for their understanding? That is the question.
All right.
I repeat the question. As a sender, should teacher be responsible to all class members for their understanding?
That's right. The teacher should make all possible efforts to make the message understood to all the participants. But again, I'll tell you that 100% is not possible for anybody. But the efforts can be made. So please do check, do ensure that it reaches and understood by everybody as much as possible. Yes, understanding 100% not possible.
So I hope, Kholida, we have answered your question, and it was really so sweet of you asking this question. And we request all the fellow participants, we want your questions on the content which is delivered and shared. And it is the right time also if we can take the summary in the form of the entire session of when we started. What was the context in which we began? How did we flow? What is it that you remember? How much that you have taken? And then the questions on the content, which is the important theory of Mehrabian's theory of communication, which is very important to teaching and learning both. So there is another question. Sir. Dhananjay sir, there is another question. I would like to read the question here. This is an open house. We invite questions. We will take as much as questions possible. And Usually, Fatul, I would like to say your virtual chocolate is with me, and we would be very happy to give you the chocolate because of your participation at the time of video link of Sudha Murthy ji. And here the question is, if the visual takes a big part in communication, how do we deal with it in the pandemic condition as such we have now, sir?
I'm sorry, I missed your first sentence. There was.
Yeah, I repeat, if the visual takes a big part in communication, how we deal with it in the pandemic situation such as we have now?
All right. Definitely, that is a challenge for all of us. That is why I said that as much as possible, please make efforts. Put camera there. Try to use it. If not, then that visual can be compensated by using the examples. You know, when you give an example, it creates an image in the mind of the listener. Use an example. Use any anecdote, any experience, any story that can create the visuals in the mind of the listener. The first thing, ideal thing, you should be visible. Your gesture, eye contact should be visible using the camera, but due to this pandemic, not possible. But use as many as vivid language. You know, language is also very vivid. When you can give some more finer details of the things, it would be creating the visual image in the mind of the listener. That will make your instruction effective. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope this has given you the relevance and this will be in the memory for a longer duration of time when you deal with such situation and pandemic is there. So this question was very relevant to the context. The second question, sir, another question, rather, we have completed taking two questions. The third question, I would rather say, what should the teacher do if there are students who has problems with verbal language? Should the teacher focus on the material or the students?
If the teacher has problem with the student has problem with the language, you're saying?
Yes. How to communicate effectively in case if students have issues with verbal language?
Yeah, of course. Then you have to use your visuals more, your gesture, try to make them understand. If the language is, problem for the learner, then you have to rely on the other two components as much as possible. Try to maybe languages that your language is not matching with their language, or your pronunciation is not clear. That is why teaching is a very, very difficult job. Teaching is, normally give an example that teaching is a veterinary doctor, you know, the doctor for the animals. Like what these animals can't say anything to the doctor. Can you imagine the fate of a doctor who is going to cure, who is going to treat an animal, a dog per se, or your pet? How does he understand the feelings of the pet whom he or she is treating? Our job as a teacher is very much like a doctor of your pets. It is very difficult. You have to create your X factor. You have to create all those things to understand. That is our responsibility.
I think here also, if we the context in which we are talking, if you can focus on so many preschool teachers, those who are teaching nursery kids and the preschool kids, you see a lot of methods they employ, and you see the communication is always animated. It is always more gesture based, sign based, and they judge the expressions of this the kids in the class, and they come to know so many things, and they drive the content in 2 to 3 or more a number of ways, so that and then they find out whether the learning has been transmitted, whether there is the digestion of the content or not. So that's what we would like to say from our side.
Yeah. So just, is there any more question, Nurali?
Yeah, I would like to say there is one question, but most of them are typing it in the chat box. I would want you all to type it in the question and answer section so that it becomes very easier for me to relate with the question. There is one question that I would like to read out. Just give me a moment. Can you give a trick how to train good vocal in speed, emotion, or pitch?
All right, that requires a lot of practice, a lot of the voiceover artists. They get their entire living because of their vocal cord and vocal quality. So there are a lot of training available. There are a lot of practices available. Nurali, if you also have any reference we can share, how to train your voice, open your mouth fully while speaking, and some exercises of your muscles.
We had lost you before a moment or two, so we would want you to repeat what you had said, because I suppose most of the participants wouldn't have followed it because we lost the connection earlier.
All right, definitely. This we can share. There are some exercises. I have some tongue twisters. I will share with you soft copy of that, which will help you to practice to make your vocal cord more active, and you can add more energy in your voice while, and definitely having a warm cup of water or green tea in the morning is the first remedy for having a good voice. 1 cup of lukewarm water will help you to improve your voice quality if you want to improve your voice quality. Otherwise, there are some practices I will share with you in the soft copy. Anything else?
It seems one question we had already taken from the chat box, and I don't see any further questions.
Okay. All right. So I just have last one thing, one small clip I'm going to play for you. That is going to be a teaser for tomorrow's session. Today's session we are closing. We are coming to very close. We have 5 minutes. So one small teaser, I'm going to play it for tomorrow's session. What is going to be there tomorrow? A small clip and lighter clip for all of you. Just enjoy the clip. And here it is. That is going to be a content for tomorrow. That is the role of a teacher. And this is little kid, this small child has made a call to a company called Demolition Company. They demolished the buildings, and listen to this conversation of the child and the demolition company owner. Please have a look on it and then appreciate how much she hates the teachers. Learning happens, we need to learn what to do, but learning also happens by what not to do. So just enjoy the conversation between this young child and the demolition company. She had made a call to the demolition company to demolish her school. Let's have a look on it. Please listen to it carefully.
Hello, Intercore.
Hi, is that the demolition?
It is, yes.
Could you help me to destroy my school, please?
Just bear with me a second. Hello.
Hi.
What school do you go to?
I go to a school in Dublin.
And you want it demolished?
Yeah. Do you use a big wrecking ball, or how do you knock it down?
A big ball.
Right.
Well, hold on 1 wee second, please.
Hello?
How are you? My name's Becky.
Yes.
I have a proposal for you.
Go ahead.
Are you the demolition man?
Yes.
You're the top boss, yeah?
Go ahead. What's the crack? Hello?
I want you to help me destroy my school.
You want it blown up?
Can you blow it up or knock it down?
Whatever you want done.
I'll blow it up, that would be better. Can you make sure that all my teachers are in there when you knock it down?
I don't know if we get away with that now.
You will. Nobody likes them. They give me extra homework on a Friday and everything.
Where are you calling from?
From Dublin.
What school in Dublin?
The one that's about to fall down.
There's a lot of schools in Dublin about to fall down.
And how much would it cost to knock it to the ground?
It depends how big it is.
Give me a ballpark figure. Figure.
He's not there. He's just... Give me a ballpark figure. Oh, jeez. Who is that, hey?
Is this a demolition company or a joke factory?
It's a joke factory at the minute, hey. It's a joke factory.
Listen, are you going to come and knock my school down or what?
Well, Shirley, can you fax me through a photograph or a site plan or something?
Right, I'll fax you through a plan of the school and my teachers' names.
Yeah, no problem, yeah.
And you just make sure that they're all in the building when you knock it down.
You put all their names on it. I'll give you a price for each individual teacher.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
When the school falls down, will it make a crash or a wallop?
Well, to say hey in Belfast, it'll make a big bang.
Sounds good. Oh, listen, I'll talk to you later, top man.
Sound, good luck, hey. You look after yourself.
Fill your boots, man.
Right? Good luck.
See.
All right, so look at the feelings of this child, the Dublin kid. She has called to a demolition company to destroy her school. And remember the statement she said that please make sure that all my teachers are in when you demolish the company, the school. How much she hates her teachers. God bless those teachers. So my message to end my presentation today is that not to be one of such teachers where my learner, my students hate so much that they want to demolish my school, and not only demolish, but they want all the teachers to be in the building when it is being demolished. That is going to be the teaser for tomorrow's session, to be a teacher. And the homework for today is you have to create your YouTube channel, and I will let you know where to place your link and some task we will give at the end of the day today. You will receive the message or mail about the work for the day today. Nurali, if you have anything to share, over to Raviji then.
Right. Thank you so much, Dhananjay sir. Really very, very interesting. And I mean, the whole session has been very, a great learning experience, a lot of things to learn. And I can tell you certain messages which have been shared on the WhatsApp group is that they really feel now teaching is a noble job, which previously I think probably they didn't realize it, but now they do realize that part. Yes, sir, one part was regarding the assignment, which I think you mentioned. So you could just let us know, sir, then I can share it with all of them.
Right. I'll send one PDF to you. You can share it to everybody, and that they have to complete.
Sure, sir. That will be done. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Also, sir, another one request is there from many of the participants is, can we have a copy of your PowerPoint? Because they, many of them would like to review it, so that they really would like to, digest the whole part. So they would like to have a copy of the PowerPoint.
No, there is one message from my end. We don't share the presentation because what happens, I don't prefer ready-made material shared with anybody. Then my experience, unless you do something, when you like something, you can take a screenshot, you can note down, you can make that is you are free. But PPTs never help to anybody in terms of learning when it is shared ready-made. So you make your effort. If you like anything, you just note it down, you take a screenshot, you record it, fine, that's great. But you do something. This YouTube will be all there for always, this video on the YouTube. You can go and refer again and again.
Okay. Right. So the link of the recording would be there, right, sir?
Yes.
Perfect. So that also would be very useful, sir. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Okay, and the assignment you will send it across. Now I would just like to, Bapa Ibu, thank you so much, sir. Once again, thank you very much, sir. Thank you also, Mr. Noor Ali Chamadia, sir. Thank you so much for assisting, sir. Thank you, really appreciate that. Okay, Bapa Ibu, so that was the day one session. Just some very important information, Bapa Ibu, just to inform to you all. This is the link which I've just shared with you all. That's the link for the feedback. Dan juga untuk kehadiran Bapa Ibu. So please make sure, please fill your feedback in these forms. I repeat, kita minta Bapa Ibu tolong diisi yang link ini Bapa Ibu. Please share, tolong diisi linknya. Ini adalah yang feedback dan untuk kehadiran. Also Bapa Ibu, please remember the next training session is on the 14th. Itu hari lusa Bapak Ibu, the next training session. So a session like this will again be held on the 14th, but there will be an assignment which I will get it from Mr. Dhananjay sir today, and then I will share it with you all in the WhatsApp group. And that assignment has to be done by yourself. It's a self practice and a self assessment thing. So please make sure Bapak Ibu, please do it. That is very important for you all. So I repeat once again, the next training session will be on the 14th, which is the day after tomorrow, on Wednesday, same time. But tomorrow there is a self-assessment, a practice session. The details of it will be shared to you all in the WhatsApp group. Saya also Bapak Ibu, saya udah di-share the link yang tentang feedback dan untuk yang kehadirannya saya udah dikirim. Saya minta Bapak Ibu tolong diisi. Please make sure you all fill up these feedback forms. It's very useful for us. Yes, that's what we'd like to inform to all of you all. And as also informed by Mr. Dhananjay sir, a copy of the video link will be shared with all of you all in the WhatsApp group. Once I get the link from Dhananjay sir, I'll definitely share with all of you all. It is there on the YouTube, but I will still share a link with you all. A copy of the PowerPoint, according to Mr. Dhananjay sir, is not useful. It is much better to use the video link. You can definitely look at the video link. I'm sure it speaks more volumes rather than just a PowerPoint. So I think the point is very well noted, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Dhananjay sir. Really appreciate that. Very entertaining, very learning lesson. Really appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, now we'll just leave a few minutes for them to just fill up the feedback forms before we end the session, sir. Right, so Bapak Ibu tolong diisi yang formnya, yang tadi yang kehadirannya. Please fill up the feedback form. Bapak Ibu itu juga yang form kehadiran, tolong diisi Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih, thank you. And once again, I repeat, tomorrow there will be a session, but it is a self-practice, self-assessment session, right? The next training session will be on the day after tomorrow, which is on the 14th of October, Hari Rabu, same time, Bapak Ibu. However, we will keep in touch. We will keep you all communicating in the WhatsApp group. The assignment details will be shared with you all on the WhatsApp group, right? Thank you so much. Terima kasih banyak, Bapak Ibu. Right, so please fill up the feedback forms immediately so that we can end the session. Thank you. Dhananjay sir, anything else sir, you would like to convey to them? I mean, is there anything else, sir?
Yeah, if they appreciate, they can drop a testimonial also.
Oh, definitely, sir. That we will definitely do that, sir. For sure. Definitely. We'll do that, sir. Sir, sorry, if I may just ask for the 14th session, will it again be you, sir? Or sorry, if I may just ask, sir, I was not sure about that part.
Yeah, both of us. Nurali will be taking care. I'll be there.
Okay, fine, sir. Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir. Oke, Bapak Ibu, kita masih terbuka yang Zoom link 2 menit lagi, Bapak Ibu, tolong diisi the feedback form and also yang kehadirannya, Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih, thank you. Dhananjay sir, we'll just keep the WhatsApp, we'll keep the Zoom chat for another 2 minutes before we wind it up, sir.
Sure, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Pak Rablianto, Bapak masih ada, Pak?